You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, as today on the channel, a Halloween edition of That's So Hard to Say Goodbye.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of That's So Hard to Say Goodbye, the 13th installment in the last 2.5, 3 years, whatever it's been. What is time anymore, as we always say. But the 13th edition of That's So Hard to Say Goodbye. You guys know these videos by now. It's a video where I cleanse my soul and let you guys know what is leaving my collection. What collection am I exiting out of? Did I start something and got rid of it as fast as it came? Am I changing tailwinds? Am I moving things around? What am I doing? All will be answered in this very video. And of course, it's always tough to say goodbye to something in your collection. As we all know, at one time, you got a lot of enjoyment out of it. But whatever, maybe you fell out of it, your moods changed, and we always say too, hey, maybe you just need the money. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes up in value. You can't fault anybody for cashing out. I don't know if that's what's going on in this video here today, but sometimes you need to move things around and you got to give a reason why, and that's what I'm going to do here today. But for the 13th installment of That's So Hard to Say Goodbye, I figured it was very timely with the Halloween season upon us. It is Halloween. It is the zombie season as well. And what am I getting rid of? Well, the time has come with Kyle to part with his Walking Dead McFarlane Toys collection. Yes, you heard it right. I've got a ton. Here they are right here. I'm going to load them all up here real quick. Of course, so you guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the, 5-inch or so Walking Dead collection from McFarlane. An amazing set for its time, but of course, there was a lot of figures. I got stacks and stacks of figures. Almost 100% complete collection, just missing a couple of the Series 1 figures, but we got a lot of them right here at the table today. Some very, very cool looking figures. Of course, we know all about the 5-point scale, the smaller scaled figures. Here's those Series 1, Series 2 type carding. They have a different card to them. But we know all about McFarlane. Well, maybe we don't know. I guess I could walk through the history of this line a little bit. Of course, The Walking Dead, everybody's heard of The Walking Dead TV show. Kyle, myself, yes, me, Kyle, you know how I am. I am just a little bit cuckoo. I'm a little bit crazy. I am a completionist on a lot of things, and that goes into the TV shows I watch and things like that. And I never give up on a show. If I enjoyed a show, which I think a lot of us agree, The Walking Dead was absolutely amazing for a long time. For me, maybe even longer than some of you guys. And I've never missed an episode. All the spin-offs, everything. I've seen everything. I've seen it all. Yes, it's been very painful, especially the main Walking Dead series. The last, 4 seasons, whatever it is. It's definitely not that must-see TV, but it is something that I have to sit through because I've made it this far. I'm not quitting now. I just don't quit on things. To my own fault, as we all know. But I couldn't quit on the TV series. Now, the TV series is coming to an end, as is my collection, apparently, here. But we do have more. We got a bunch over here as well. Now, these were originally in this little, this kind of packaging. So we'll talk a little history here. Originally in this type of packaging, did segue to this style of packaging. That does bug me. I wish it was all uniform from the get-go. But we can't always get what we want, as we do know. But as I keep loading my table here. So they did transition there. We did have a lot of exclusives over the years. There was GameStop exclusives. Walgreens came in with a lot of different exclusives throughout the years, I should say. So there was a lot of opportunities to buy these figures, and I think they did fairly well at retail. These were fairly popular. There was a lot of people collecting this line because it was a good line. For the scale it was, for the detail, for the accessories we got with these, there was a lot of good stuff about this. But then McFarlane, unfortunately, put the knife in the line. As you guys may or may not know, he went from this style of figure, this size of figure, to all of a sudden, hey, let's raise him to the normal McFarlane scale. Let's put him on a stand. Don't give us as many accessories. And that really killed the line. That really struggled. That made a lot of fans very unhappy. That made a lot of fans say, see you later to this line, basically when that happened. And as we saw, the line fizzled out, disappeared. It makes you wonder if they would have kept this scale, kept this going, how much longer would the Walking Dead line, would it still be going right now? Would we have 3 times the amount of figures that we got originally here? One can only guess, but that really did hurt the line. I did not transition, like a lot of collectors, did not transition to the new line. Said it's just not for me. I'm not into that for what I wanted here. That's just the way it went. I've had a couple of thoughts where I said, maybe I'll just unbox all these, have a big display shelf. I never pulled the trigger, never did do that, and now I decided I'm going to get out of this line. And the biggest reason for me to get out of this line is just because The Walking Dead has been really rough. Like I said, the last few years really waned a little bit. We know no more figures are coming out. The series is coming to an end, and I just felt like it is the time to get out. But one of the main reasons is, of course, one of the dreaded enemies of any collector out there, we're talking about space. Yes, space. Everybody only has so much space in their collection. I think I could still shoehorn these guys in, but I said, you know what? I'm going to remove these guys. It's going to give me a whole nother wall to play with. I got some ideas for that wall. You'll see that soon enough. I said, you know what? The time to cut bait is now. I'm moving on. And like I said earlier, no better time than the Halloween season. This is a great Halloween type video. And it's so hard to say goodbye to the Halloween edition. Number 13, another scary number. It just kind of, the stars all aligned. It all came together here. But like I said, I had a lot of fun with this line. Had a lot of fun hunting these down, the Walgreens exclusives, things like that. It's just sometimes you got to say goodbye. Now, these were worth a fair amount. I mean, obviously more than retail, but in the last few years, they've dived a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of an increase right now. Of course, Walking Dead in its final season, so a little bit of an uppage in value on these guys. I don't know how long that'll be consistent, though. I could see maybe a year from now, probably less than that. 6 months from now, maybe they'll slide a little bit. I don't know. But if you do enjoy The Walking Dead or you do enjoy horror stuff, scary stuff, this is a good figure line for you. I can see a lot of people building a town. You know, get one of those toy doll houses, color it, make it spooky. You could build a whole universe around these guys. I think that would be a really cool way to do. I might do that if I had the room in my house. I might transition these to a loose set and build out a whole universe around them. But to be set... But I just don't feel that's going to be in the cards here. I figure it's better off to just part these out. And of course, you guys know the Patreon members, you guys get first dibs. If you are interested in these, you'll get first dibs. I'll do a post in the old Patreon. But I'll let go of these fairly cheap. It'd be nice to sell them all together at once as I throw them around a little bit. But very, very cool figures. They do hold a special place in my heart. But I don't think I'm going to have the sadness when things are all said and done 20 years from now. I don't know if I'm going to say, man, why did I sell that collection? Like I do my original G.I. Joe collection, for example. I don't see that in the cards here. But I guess you never know. What is time? You never know what you might come across. But an interesting collection, a moment in time, a moment in collecting glory that has just kind of faded by. And there's been a lot of toy lines based on movie properties, TV properties that really were really hot. Then the show went away, got canceled, whatever happened, and maybe they've dipped down, or maybe they've cooled, or maybe you got a story about I was all in on something and then it went away and I got out of it. But you guys in the comments, let me know. What are you dumping? Are you dumping anything lately? I see it every single day. I get messages every single day of people dumping, usually wrestling collection stuff is what I see. Hey, you want these? I got all that stuff. I don't really need it. But if you are a buyer, it is a buyer's market. If you're a seller, maybe not so much in this current time frame of 2022 we're sitting in right now. But you guys let me know what you're thinking about getting rid of. What are you thinking of giving the axe in your collection? No pun intended for the Halloween season. Let me know your thoughts on the Walking Dead figures. I gotta think a lot of you guys watching this dabbled in this line at one time or another, or maybe you're all in on this line. You guys could let me know on that as well. But an interesting time in the old Halloween season, but a perfect video for this time of year. But let me know your thoughts on this video. Don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day and then some. Even more content, early content, bonus content, Q&As, exclusive videos, giveaways, you name it over there on the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. And don't forget to hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 over there on Twitter and Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for That's So Hard to Say Goodbye, episode unlucky number 13, I am Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.